As a teacher trainer, it's hard to sum up how essential it was. You couldn't train history teachers if you're not introducing history teachers to traditions and a community that continues to question and renew those traditions. And if you're showing new history teachers what other history teachers have thought, how they solved the problem of teaching, how to build a causation argument, or how they solved the problem of balancing overview and depth in their practice, you're introducing new professionals to a body of knowledge.
That kind of rich heritage of joined up thinking of history teachers through the pages of teaching history, responding to each other. And what I've loved there is that sense of tradition, that you are not the first history teacher who's ever entered the classroom and dealt with these problems, that there is ideas and evidence of what's gone before, but also the way that teaching history in the HA is constantly evolving. The way that it's had recent additions that tackle the very relevant pressing conversations in the classroom. The fact that in the last few years, you've had an edition focused on race, for instance, that was responding. It's both leading and responding, which I really, really appreciate.
I think it acts as a way of enabling people to talk through issues that they're actually experiencing. And because the journal, for example, has been going for such a long time, it allows you to actually sort of go back. So actually, it's not even the recent journals, it's actually kind of going back and thinking, oh, there's something really interesting here in teaching history 72 that actually might enable you to rethink this issue from a different perspective and different lens.
I think teaching history is really unique in the secondary teaching community because it really bridges that academic school divide and brings together research and practice. So all the articles are always rooted in classroom practice in some way. They're always practical, and so as a classroom teacher you can pick it up, you can open it up and you can really relate to what you're reading. Not necessarily that you'll directly import it into your next lesson, but that you'll see something that you can actually really practically apply.
And I think the way that teaching history theorises and sets up problems and opens up debates is a fantastic model for any subject of the type of discourse that should be happening when you start to train to teach. And it's never left me because I find, even as a senior leader now, there are things about my own practice that I want to develop. There will be with anybody's practice at any stage in their career. So having ready access to issues that people have raised and how they've thought about it through teaching history in particular, I think, is really crucial.
Engaging with the scholarship through the HA, so we read the teaching history journals and What's the Wisdom On. That's been really important for us, kind of building second order concepts into our units for history, and it's just really helped with thinking through those processes of planning about substantive and disciplinary knowledge. And it's allowed us to overhaul the curriculum and kind of progress it, and again we're getting lots of new ideas again today.
And I think it's really helpful to have connections with other schools and connections with the history teaching community, and almost feel as though that what you're doing is current and relevant, because within our sort of department, obviously we might think that, but it's nice to be able to see what other departments and other schools and historians and within the community what other people are doing as well.